Disappointed are you at the speaker?
Very. I mean, I'm well past the point of giving grace.
That's MAGA Republican Chip Roy attacking the Republican Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, because Mike Johnson stated that he would be bringing legislation to the floor of the House of Representatives to fund Ukraine's military aid. Finally, this is after, of course, the MAGA Republicans ousted their prior Republican Speaker of the House a few months back, Kevin McCarthy, and now the MAGA Republicans want to oust, they want to get rid of MAGA Mike Johnson. They say he's no longer MAGA, he's not MAGA enough because he's introducing legislation to fund Ukraine's military aid in order to help Ukraine protect itself from the unlawful invasion by Vladimir Putin. Of course, these MAGA Republicans have done everything to help Putin, so they're pissed off here and they're saying, why are you helping the Democrats, Mike Johnson? We thought you were MAGA. Here is Matt Gaetz. Here's what he had to say. Play this clip.
For hours last night and proposed different paths for the speaker that would have avoided the abject surrender represented by his strategic choice here. There's no other way to describe it. It's surrender. It's disappointing. I won't support it.
So you've got MAGA Republican Chip Roy, MAGA Republican Matt Gaetz, and here is MAGA Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene attacking Republican Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson. Play this clip.
Is your support for your motion to vacate growing?
It is growing. I think some people are becoming more angry than I am. So we'll see what happens today. I don't know how much longer our members are going to tolerate the Republican speaker that we elected to pass our agenda in the House. We don't know. I don't know how long people are going to tolerate this because he's doing nothing but serving the Democrats.
And as I've previously reported, Marjorie Taylor Greene had submitted, although she hasn't yet brought it to the floor, she submitted a motion to vacate to get rid of the Speaker of the House, Republican Mike Johnson. Earlier this week, you had Thomas Massie, MAGA Republican, state that he wants to co-sponsor Marjorie Taylor Greene's legislation to oust Mike Johnson because he's not doing what the MAGA Republicans want him to do. Just to remind you, here's what Massie said earlier in the week. Play this clip.
There's only one person right now who can stop us from going into what happened last fall, and that's Mike Johnson. He's cleaning the barn, that's obvious.
So you want him to resign? You want him to resign?
Yes. Yeah, I asked him to resign.
What did he say?
He said he would not. And then I said, well, you're the one who's going to put us into this. Because the motion is going to get called, okay? Does anybody doubt that? The motion will get called, and then he's going to lose more votes than Kevin McCarthy. And I have told him this in private, like weeks ago.
And this from earlier in the day. This is MAGA Republican Tim Burchett on right-wing media. And you'll see the host and Burchett say, you're just helping the Democrats here. All the leadership is doing is you're helping Democrats. Here, play this clip.
Congressman, how many of your colleagues are going to sit there and tell you and tell me and tell the rest of America we must plant our lips firmly on the buttocks cheeks of these Democrats and continue to do so, sir?
Well, apparently a majority of them up here do.
By the way, here's what Don Jr. had to say. Don Jr. posted, why are these GOP leadership losers like Representative McCall pushing a bill that would do the bidding of Democrats and hurt my father's ability to negotiate an end to the war between Russia and Ukraine? McCall is a globalist who puts America last. At J.D. Vance, one, puts America first. And folks, you know when like President Biden's giving his speeches and he's like, we're the United States of America. This is the United States of America, damn it. You know, when I see posts like this and know that Don Jr. is one of the most influential figures in the Republican Party today, and Don Jr. is posting things like, why are the Republicans helping the Democrats? This is hurting my daddy's ability to give Ukraine to Vladimir Putin. My daddy wanted to give it to Vladimir Putin, and now you're hurting his plan. What a bunch of losers. And that's how I look at it. I'm just like, what are you talking about? This isn't about Democrats or Republicans. This is about the United States of America, and where, of course, in the past, I've been very critical of Mike Johnson, who I refer to as MAGA Mike Johnson. His decision, as of now, of course, he can change his mind. He's known to do that. But his decision to bring legislation to help fund Ukraine is something that I support. To me, it's not about I'm a Democrat or Republican or independent or this and that. This is what is right for the United States of America, so we can contribute bullets and we can contribute weaponry and we can contribute aid, so we don't have to contribute American lives, so we don't have to contribute American soldiers down the road, because Russia would not stop at Ukraine. Next, they would attack our allies. They would attack our other allies in NATO, that is, after taking over our ally in Ukraine. That's where they would go next. So it is important that we help our allies in Ukraine with this. And I support what Mike Johnson's doing here, despite lots of serious disagreements I have with Mike Johnson on other things.
All right, Midas Mighty, I need to tell you not just about any jeans, but the perfect jean. Today's sponsor, The Perfect Jean, finally solved all your denim difficulties. They make great-looking, perfect-fitting jeans that are as comfortable as sweatpants. I tried them. I promise they are now my favorite pair of jeans I own. The secret, a special denim fabric that's super soft and has the perfect amount of stretch, so you could squat, do yoga, or just sit around all day in them without ever wanting to take them off. They make 6 fits from skinny to thick, and have a waist from 26 to 50 and lengths from 26 to 38. Big boys, short kings, tall dudes, and all the rest, they got you. For a limited time, our listeners get 15% off their first order plus free shipping at theperfectjean.nyc, or Google The Perfect Jean and use code MIDAS15 for 15% off. My pair of The Perfect Jean are incredibly comfortable. They're stretchy in all the right places. They look great, and I could not recommend The Perfect Jean enough to anyone who is looking for an amazing pair of jeans. It's finally time to stop crushing your groin in uncomfortable jeans by going to theperfectjean.nyc. Our listeners get 15% off your first order plus free shipping, free returns, and free exchanges when you use code MIDAS15 at checkout. That's 15% off for new customers at theperfectjean.nyc with promo code MIDAS15, MEIDAS15. After you purchase, they'll ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Forget your khakis and get the perfect jean.
By the way, here is what Marjorie Taylor Greene introduced, just so you know, just the lack of seriousness of these people. Here's what Marjorie Taylor Greene introduced: an amendment requiring members to conscript in the Ukrainian military if they vote for the Ukraine supplemental. So she says, if you vote for this supplemental, you need to serve in the military and fight with Ukraine. I mean, again, just such an unserious person. You see it right here. Any member of Congress who votes in favor of this act shall be required to conscript in the Ukrainian military. Just stop with this clown show. Stop with this nonsense. Let me share with you right now what Republican Speaker Mike Johnson had to say, though, just a little bit ago. And by the way, what he says, I respect this. If this is how Republicans, the modern day Republican Party, I could get behind this. Is normal. This is good. Let's come up with stuff that's good for America, not this MAGA, Don Jr., Don Trump weirdness. And by the way, when Mike Johnson's doing this, this is actually what power looks like. Not going and doing what Marjorie Taylor Greene. This is actually what it means to be in command. Watch this video. Let's play it.
Why are you willing to risk losing your job over this Ukraine funding?
Listen, my philosophy is you do the right thing and you let the chips fall where they may. If I operated out of fear over a motion to vacate, I would never be able to do my job. Look, history judges us for what we do. This is a critical time right now, a critical time on the world stage. I could make a selfish decision and do something that's different, but I'm doing here what I believe to be the right thing. I think providing lethal aid to Ukraine right now is critically important. I really do. I really do believe the intel and the briefings that we've gotten that I believe Xi and Vladimir Putin and Iran really are an axis of evil. I think they're in coordination on this. I think that Vladimir Putin would continue to march through Europe if he were allowed. I think he might go to the Balkans next. I think he might have a showdown with Poland or one of our NATO allies. To put it bluntly, I would rather send bullets to Ukraine than American boys. My son is going to begin in the Naval Academy this fall. This is a live fire exercise for me, as it is so many American families. This is not a game. It's not a joke. We can't play politics of this. We have to do the right thing. And I'm going to allow an opportunity for every single member of the House to vote their conscience and their will on this. And I think that's the way this institution is supposed to work. And I'm willing to take personal risk for that because we have to do the right thing, and history will judge us.
And here, too, I agree with Democratic Congressmember Jared Moskowitz, saying that he's not going to allow Marjorie Taylor Greene and these MAGA extremists to cause harm to our great country. And he will not support their efforts to try to oust Mike Johnson. This is so important to our national security. Here, play this clip.
Speaker Johnson goes because the extremes in his party, we will push our allies into the hands of China and Russia. That will happen. This is about Western democracy. My leader, Hakeem Jeffries, said this is the Churchill or Chamberlain moment, and he is right. And so that's why I'm standing with Speaker Johnson, who's trying to do the right thing here, and I'm not going to let the extremes of any party throw the United States to the cliff and allow Western democracy to fall apart into the hands of China and Russia. This is the time that Democrats and Republicans need to come together. This is our moment in the 118th Congress.
You know, and that's, folks, where I always talk about, you know, with this network. You know, to me, the most important thing is not which team are you on. Are you the donkey? Are you the elephant? Are you an independent? To me, it's about a set of values. It's about a set of principles. It's about pro-democracy. It's about supporting our allies, about supporting NATO. It's about empathy. It's about trying to help others. It's about fairness. It's about empowering people. It's about freedom. It's about truly following the Constitution. No one's above the law. It's about law and order. It's about those values, those core values. And where someone like Mike Johnson meets those core values, I'm going to say good work. I'm going to say I'm supportive of that. And that's what I'm doing right now. Because that's what we should all do as Americans. Rally around America's interests. Enough of this Trumpian, grifting, fraud crap. We're just so much better at that. And Mike Johnson, you're seeing right there what you can actually do. So I hope this is the beginning of something new. Hope springs eternal, of course. I'm Ben Meiselas. This is the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. Just make sure you hit that subscribe button. You may not be subscribed. You may think you're subscribed to this channel, but you may not actually be subscribed. You got to hit that subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.
Enough! Send it to the big house, not the White House. Get the new exclusive tees, mugs, and stickers right now at store.MeidasTouch.com. That's store.MeidasTouch.com.